I've decided to stop punishing the owner of this beat up, soggy old rat and actually start work on it. Thought he had used it as a screwdriver, judging by the condition that it was in. He said he didn't think it was a screwdriver. He thought he may or may not have used it as potentially a prying tool. Knives are not pry bars. Well, maybe if you have a Medford. Then we can kind of argue that point. So I've sharpened this guy a few times before. I am relatively certain that the bevel is set at 20 degrees. I have already put our big old Sharpie on the edge. And let's see here. Oh, wait here, let me get... Come on. Come on, give me one more. Oh, you're gonna be like that. Let's see that gauge. Come on. Oh, that was too much, I bet. Yep. Come on. All right. So what we're doing is we're just verifying that our fine diamond stone takes off the marker nice and clear. And there was no shenanigans that somebody tried to pull running it through a sharpener on their own. Yep, that came off nice on that side. And it's come off nice on this side. Okay, so thankfully, nobody has messed with it. That makes me happy. Guess I probably should have set my bump stops too, but I didn't. Normally, on a touch-up job, I would not go all the way down to the 50 grit beast diamond stone, but there is a relatively fair amount of unhappy in this area, so I am going to try to fix that. Yeah, I guess I should probably stop slacking on everything I'm doing. Okay. Alright, so gun oil in there. Anything else I'm forgetting? Probably so. Probably lots of things. But I'm going to stop this part here. We're going to put it on turbo speed, and y'all won't have to sit through a very long time of hearing the heavenly, wonderful sounds of that my family oh so enjoys hearing. I'm stopping this pretty quickly because I just want to see what kind of progress we're making or not making. This is a really aggressive stone. And this knife doesn't need to be reprofiled. It just needs to have the bad areas worked out. And I don't want to make more work for myself than I need to, or take off a bunch of material from the knife that doesn't need to be taken off. That's actually not bad. Okay, I'm just going to try to zoom way in here and see how this goes. Okay, I know there's a weird super duper telephoto lens. Maybe I can't do that on the fly. Probably not. Well, after playing with this, it didn't work out quite as well as I wanted it to. But this shows us relatively well. You can still see a tiny bit of damage up top, but it's really not bad. I think I'm going to concentrate on that area a little bit, and then we're just going to move right up on stone. So theoretically, this project may not be ferociously time consuming. So we really haven't had to do a massive amount of grinding, which I'm pleased about. And I'm gonna say we're probably at a point right now where we can retire big nasty Mr. 50 grit, and yeah, that's not bad. It's showing up okay on my end. Hopefully it does for you guys too. A little bit of my towel on there. I think that's probably pretty good. I can work the rest of it out with subsequent stones. Yeah, we've removed the bit of the damage there was, but what we did do, as if you can see, is we added all kinds of really fun tool marks and scratches that now I need to work out, which is going to be a really good time. We are back and we are moving on to 100 grit. So I'm going to put us on time lapse again so y'all don't have to suffer through. I'll probably blow through several stones here in rather quick succession. So here we go, ready for warp speed. We have worked our way through 100 grit and 140 grit. And I hate to say, but we are making relatively good progress. Now I watch for the piano to fall on top of my head. So we're going to work through, this is a 300 grit and a 600 and a 1500 diamond stone. Then I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do. I spoke to the owner and he doesn't really care how shiny it is. I do, simply because I'm kind of fussy, but if it's not a big deal to him, we may make it simply shiny-esque. Yeah. It seems like it might be a bit more work because I am filling this thing with some scratches, trying to work all this damage out. We'll see. Depends how I feel. So we are moving on to 300, and I'll probably blow through 3, 6, and 1500 diamond stones in a row, all at high speed.
maximum effort.
Well, we have made amazing time on this knife. Given the amount of damage, I'm kind of surprised. But it was reprofiled by me and has been sharpened a few times, so I guess I'm really not. The hard work is getting the profile reestablished and setting it where you want it. After that, it's relatively quick. So we are going to, I think, just move on to some kind of basic stropping on this and call it done. It's plenty sharp already. It's taken pieces off my rag when I cleaned the blade, so it's plenty sharp. Let's see if we can do this without screwing everything up. All right, give it some contrast and you can see it's got a nice crisp point again. There's really no damage. I'm covered up with my recording icon on my phone. We've removed all the areas of ouchie and we've made it a happy knife again. It's plenty sharp. It's definitely a little scratchy, but if you don't mind, I don't mind, I guess. Okay, I do. I'd love to say I don't, but I do. So we're gonna strop this with a few different strops and just see how we end up. And that will tell me whether I'm gonna go completely crazy on it or not. So I decided the course I'm gonna take on this knife is going to be a 1500 grit kangaroo leather strop, a 3000 grit kangaroo leather strop, a 4 micron kangaroo leather strop, and then just because I'm such a nice guy, I'm going to finish it with Smurf poop. Just for me to have something to laugh about. Well, we have gone through all of our stropping and I'm thinking I'm gonna call it done. Is it shiny? Not really. But after seeing the condition he's given it back to me and several times over, I kind of feel a bit like I'm wasting my time on it because he gives it back and it looks like a grizzly bear with titanium teeth has been gnawing on it. So we're gonna settle for sharp and we'll just go for sharp. It has a little bit of reflection to it, but with the amount of grinding with that 50 grit stone I had to do, it would be a process to work all those scratches out. And honestly, I know he's just gonna be beating the crap out of it again tomorrow. So as much as my pride wants me to go crazy on it, I think we're calling it done here. And the next step is we are tearing it apart and going to attempt to fix the goofy liner issue. And don't know how that's gonna go. So next step. I'm gonna try to show this in as close a detail as I can, but from what it was previously. Come on. To now. Definitely does not have all the scratches removed, but it's definitely in better condition than it was.